So of all the inventions that come to our office, about 25% are licensed. So in our process, and I don't know if I don't remember saying this, but we bring in an invention, get a disclosure, and then we market it. We send letters to potential licensees and say, we think this invention would be really nifty. It's going to save your expenses in blah, blah, blah area, or it's faster, or it does something really interesting, like the Google invention. We marketed the Google invention to the search engine companies that were around, and they weren't all that interested. So that's the typical story with most of these inventions. And so they're not all that interested. We thought it was still good, and Larry and Sergey still thought it was a good invention, and we decided to say, okay, we'll still invest in it. So we had it on the back burner for a while. Finally, both of them said, you know, nobody else is interested. We'd like to start a company. And we said, okay, nobody else is interested. You can start a company. Frankly, they were probably relatively clueless. They had never started a company before. They've never done this before. But gee, they had the fire in their belly. They were the champions of the technology, and they really wanted to make a go of it. So we licensed them. So that's the typical scenario. There isn't any other interested party. If in the miracle time there was two companies vying for the technology, one is the inventor who wants to do a startup, and another is another company out there who perhaps is really a potential viable candidate for a licensee. And let's say it's in the worst case scenario where we have to give an exclusive license and it can only be one. What we would do is ask each company, the startup and the existing company, to give us a development plan. And we just basically say, well, how do you envision developing this technology? What's your time frame? Is it going to take you 5 years, 10 years, 1 year? And how would you plan on moving this from the lab to the marketplace? And in that case, we would evaluate the technology plan. Now, again, going back to the good relationship thing, if we could, we would try to carve up the markets somehow. We would try to do a field of use license. Or we might say, okay, co-exclusive license. But let's say they insist on, you know, there's only one licensee that's possible. Then we would have to make a judgment on that one. And again, from a tech transfer standpoint, the most important thing is that you want a champion. It's not necessarily the money, but what's going to be the deciding factor is who can get this technology out there the fastest. And again, every case is case specific. Every situation is particular. But given all things being equal, the government says, try to give preference to a small company. And also, technology transfer is more than a patent piece of paper transfer. It is a people business. So again, if the entrepreneur is the inventor going to be involved with the company, they think they can make it happen, presumably they can make it happen faster. So very often it would go to the inventor startup. But there is no guarantee. What we have to do is try to find the best licensee and try to make an objective decision on that.